All right, so these are piecewise functions for all you calculus students. You're going to find these on the calculus exam, or AP test, sorry. And this is a little video to help you learn how to do an average caliber problem. This particular problem is from AP Calculus test from 2008 and is number 25, so it is a non-calculator question. So if you got them out, I'm sorry, put them away because you're not going to be allowed to use them at all. All right, so I'm going to have the regular question right here, and then after I'm just going to move it up here, which I just did right now. Now this is the meat of the problem. This is all we really need. The other stuff is kind of irrelevant. Once you see this, you know you're solving for either C minus D or C times D or something like that. It'll usually say in the problem. For this particular problem, we are solving for C plus D. So what you're going to want to do is solve for each variable. By variable, I mean C and D, not X. You want to solve for each of them individually. So to do that, first thing you're going to want to do is set them equal to each other. So you can do Cx plus D equals x squared minus Cx. This might be a little hard to read because an awkward position, but you know, well. So once you have that done, you're going to find the derivative of it. So the derivative of Cx is C, because the x goes away. Derivative of D is 0, because it's a constant. Derivative of constant is 0, as we know. So that's nothing. Equals derivative of x squared. For those of you who don't know, you're going to bring the 2 to the front, and you subtract the original exponent by 1. So that'd be 2x to the first, and that's just 2x, so I'm going to leave it like that. You can write the 1 if you want. I don't do that. And then, like we just said, derivative of Cx is C. So minus C. So we have that. Now, what we plug in for x is what they give us up here, because it is equal, or the function is defined at x at one point. This one right here. So you're going to plug in 2. So it's going to be C equals 2 times 2, that is 4, minus C. Actually, you know what? In case some of you get lost, I'll just write 2 parentheses 2, so you all know. 2 parentheses 2 minus C. Now you solve for C since you have one variable alone. So you can add C to this side, or you could subtract it. I don't really care. I'm just going to add it. So you get 2C equals 4. C equals 2. If you don't know how I got there, then go back to algebra. So you have one value here. Let's just write it up here so that we don't forget it. C equals 2. All right. Now, since we have a C value, we're going to solve for the D value. Let's erase this since we don't need it anymore. And I don't have space. All right. Get that cleaned. So now that we have C equals 2, we're going to plug in the values for that. Now, it just so happens that the two match up. It's not always going to be like that. We just got lucky. So we're just going to plug in 2 for everywhere we see a C, and a 2 for everywhere we see an X now. So this is to solve for D. So you're going to have 2 times 2 plus D. And this is the original equation. You're not going to plug it into the derivative because obviously in the derivative we got rid of the D, so you wouldn't even be able to solve for it. So 2 times 2 plus D equals 2 squared minus 2 times 2. This is where your basic algebra skills come in handy. 2 times 2, 4, plus D equals 2 squared is 4, minus 2 times 2, 4. Now you're going to solve for it. So, subtract 4. So that's D equals 4 minus 4. That's 0, and then you're subtracting 4 from this side. So then that's just D equals negative 4. Congratulations, you found D and C now. Now this next part is very easy. This is where you solve the actual problem. So, instructions, we're asking to find C plus D. So would you believe it if I said you just add these two values together, and that is your answer? So, I'm going to write it down still. So, you're right. C is 2, so it's 2 plus negative 4. That cancels. That's 2 minus 4. That is negative 2. And guess what? That is actually answer choice number B, letter B. So that's how you do all these piecewise functions, guys. If you have any difficulty with it, There are other tutorials, but this one was a fairly average question. There are going to be hard ones, there are going to be easy ones. But this is just the basics of it. So, hope you enjoyed this little tutorial.